Hello, you're watching the first news bulletin of 2025 on QPVN channel. I'm Anh Tuấn and here's the headlines. General Staff hosts military political conference. Vietnam and Laos hold joint border patrol. Highlights of Vietnam's defense diplomacy in 2024. On December the 31st, President Lương Cường attended the year-end meeting of the presidential office, during which he asked the office to show stronger performance in completing its tasks in 2025. The state leader praised the office's achievements in consistently providing timely proposals and advice for the work programs of the state president and vice president. In 2025, President Lương Cường asked the office to do a good job of party building and organization, prepare and organize party congresses at all levels, while ensuring that the office structure is truly efficient, streamlined and strong. Particularly, the state leader underlined the crucial need for the office to strongly promote digital transformation to enhance the operating efficiency of the whole office and each staff member. On December the 31st, General Phan Văn Giang, Minister of National Defense, chaired a conference reviewing the implementation of projects and tasks of legal document development in 2024 and deploying tasks in 2025. Attending the conference were General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff, Deputy Defense Minister, and senior leaders of Vietnam People's Army. Since the beginning of 2024, the Central Military Commission Standing Board and the Ministry of National Defense have focused on leading and directing the synchronous solutions to improve the quality and effectiveness of the entire military's task performance. A work program for 2024 was issued, identifying the responsibilities of agencies and units to carry out defense tasks and projects. Leaders of the Ministry of National Defense are assigned to directing, monitoring, and urging agencies and units according to their work areas. Concluding the conference, General Phan Văn Giang requested the leaders of the Ministry of National Defense to direct agencies and units to proactively review and implement assigned tasks, ensuring progress and quality. The party committees of agencies and units assigned to presiding over the development and implementation of project and tasks must be proactive and build specific organizational plans. The tasks and projects in the 2024 work program that are behind schedule must be urgently completed in the first quarter of 2025. Agencies and units that do not complete their missions must conduct a review, clarify the courses, responsibilities, and clearly define the time for completing the work. At the Military Political Conference for 2024 of the General Staff organized on December the 31st, General Nguyễn Tân Cương, Chief of the General Staff of the Vietnam People's Army and Deputy Defense Minister, asked affiliates of the General Staff to effectively carry out key tasks in developing an exemplary and typical unit, reorganizing its organization, and ensuring safety in task implementation. In 2024, the General Staff directed units in the home military to well carry out military defense tasks, both regular and irregular, strictly maintained combat readiness status, provided timely advice to the Central Military Commission, Ministry of National Defense, to report to the party and state to come up with appropriate measures to effectively handle situations and firmly protect the national sovereignty and territory. Its affiliates also proactively research and advise on many major policies, programs, projects, and draft laws on military defense affairs. The General Staff also successfully organized military parades and anniversaries, exchange programs, the Vietnam Defense Expo 2024 with absolute safety. International integration and defense diplomacy are proactively, flexibly, and effectively implemented. General Cương asked agencies and units of the General Staff to continue to maintain its combat readiness status, ensure adequate and synchronized weapons, equipment, logistics supply, and technical services for combat readiness, organize close-to-reality training, enhance the quality of self-learning, well-organized activities in celebrating major events of the country and military, strictly implement the regulations on stationing and guarding, as well as maintaining discipline and promote inspection. He also directed the General Staff to effectively carry out management staff adjustment planning for the 2022-2025 tenure, organize military school admission and improve the quality of its staff at all levels, and effectively implement information technology work and digital transformation. Mỹ Lý Border Guard Station in Nghệ An recently worked with Border Guard Company 217 under Hủa Phan Provincial Military Command of Laos to carry out a joint border patrol from marker number 395 to marker number 396 on the Vietnam-Laos borderline. Overcoming the rainy weather condition and difficult terrain, the patrol team inspected border lines and border markers. After careful inspection, the border lines and border markers are kept intact. This is an important activity to ensure political security, social order and safety along the borderline of the two countries on the occasion of the Lunar New Year 2025. On this occasion, Mỹ Lý Border Guard Station coordinated with local authorities to discuss situations on border management and protection and presented gifts to Border Guard Company 217 and handed over funds to a Laotian student. Welcoming Tate safely, maintaining high combat readiness is the common determination of Navy Region 3 on New Year 2025. These days, units in the region have proactively built documents and plans for serious guard duty and combat readiness, contributing to firmly protecting the national sea and islands. The sound signaling the mission of the first days of the new year rang out. The ship's troops entered combat scenarios on ships 358, Flotilla 131. After receiving the signal, the troops quickly maneuvered, carrying out their assigned tasks. This requires high concentration and quick operations. Regular practice helps the troops become more proficient and accurately execute commands. Each drill helps raise combat readiness during Tate holiday, improve the troops' techno-tactics, bringing them closer to practical and specific situations. Soldiers at Raider Stations, Regiment 351, Naval Region 3, have increased their practice for combat readiness. Stations on the high mountain peaks of the central region, where the weather is harsh in the late winter, these soldiers have steadfastly stayed close to the station. Day or night, each radar wave still scans the target in the fog. Situations may occur during Tet holidays, such as some strange targets entering our waters, or this season the sea is often rough and ships might get prone to incidents. Therefore, the on-duty crew is always proactive, closely monitors the situation, promptly reports to the superior command, and coordinates with related units to handle the situation. During peak times, Naval Region 3's units strictly maintain discipline, combat readiness, and ensure a full system of documents, forces, and vehicles for on-duty participation. In addition, commanders at all levels regularly pay attention to, educate, and raise awareness among officers and soldiers of the mission situation, maintaining the highest combat readiness in any situation. 2024 was a busy and successful year of Vietnam in many fields, and defense diplomacy is no exception. On today's bulletins, let's look back on some highlights of Vietnam defense diplomacy in the past years. International integration and defense diplomacy must be implemented actively, proactively, flexibly, practically, and effectively, becoming a bright spot in the pillars of party diplomacy, state diplomacy, and people-to-people diplomacy. Border defense friendship exchanges for the border of peace, friendship, cooperation, and development. Bilateral defense cooperation has been augmented. A number of defense cooperation agreements were signed during official visits of leaders contributing to strengthening the political trust and enhancing cooperation efficiency. Vietnam proactively, actively, and effectively participates in regional and global military defense mechanisms. Cooperation between arms services and units has been effectively implemented. UN peacekeeping operations continue to be effectively carried out, demonstrating the image of a peace-loving Vietnam, a responsible member of the international community. This is our strength, our willpower. Our self-reliant and self-resilient defense industry is demonstrated through this Defense Expo.
Thể hiện sức mạnh của mình, bảo vệ tổ quốc của mình trong giai đoạn mới được thể hiện trong buổi triển lãm công nghiệp quốc phòng này.
Vietnam Defense Expo 2024 for Peace, Cooperation, Mutual Development.
Coming up next, ambassadors of ASEAN countries to Cuba appreciate Vietnam's role. Countdown 2025 festivals held nationwide. On December the 30th, Ambassador of Cambodia, Laos, Indonesia, Myanmar and Malaysia to Cuba praised Vietnam's role as the rotating chair of ASEAN Committee in Havana, Cuba for the second half of 2024, highlighting its efforts to strengthen intra-regional relations as well as the bloc ties with the host country. At the handover ceremony of the rotating chairmanship to Cambodia, Vietnam's ambassador to Cuba, Lê Quang Long, summarized the grouping's activities in the second half of 2024, including the organization of events and meetings with local officials to strengthen friendship and solidarity within the ASEAN community, as well as promoting mutual understanding between ASEAN and Cuba. Taking over the rotating presidency of the ACHC, Cambodian Ambassador Chia Thu Rec committed to making every effort to enhance the activities of the ACHC, thereby strengthening relations with Cuba in all areas, particularly in economy, trade, investment, tourism and culture. In mid-December 2024, during the construction of a house in Tân Hoa Village, Trường Yên Commune, Hoa Lư District, Ninh Bình Province, Nguyễn Tử Quý family discovered a section of earth embankment that was likely the Hoa Lư Citadel wall. Soon after that, Ninh Bing's Department of Culture and Sports and the Vietnam Institute of Archaeology carried out an excavation work from December the 22nd to the 29th. As a result, many important signs of the ancient citadel wall were discovered, including bricks, construction materials, and wall structures. These discoveries were recorded through photos, drawings, and archaeological descriptions. In particular, the archaeological pit was digitized using 3D scan technology to serve the next research phase. The collected documents provide important information about the construction process and scales of Hoa Lư Citadel, contributing to clarifying the appearance of Hoa Lư capital under the Ding early Lê dynasty in the 10th century. In the coming time, Ninh Bình will continue to research, preserve and develop a plan to restore the Northeast Citadel wall to serve research and tourism, while ensuring the life of households in the archaeological excavation area. The countdown programs to welcome the New Year 2025 have attracted the attention of many people and tourists in various localities nationwide. In Hanoi, the three main venues for the countdown event are Đông Kinh Nghĩa Thục Square, August Revolution Square, and K-Town Square in Vinhome's Ocean Park 2. In Ho Chi Minh City, countdown event venues are spread across areas such as Nguyễn Huệ Walking Street in District 1, City Tet Fest, the Global City, Vạn Phúc Urban Area in Thủ Đức City, and Đầm Sen Cultural Park in District 11. Many other provinces and cities across the country, such as Đà Nẵng, Huế, Lào Cai, Thái Nguyên, Ninh Bình, Thanh Hóa, Khánh Hòa, Bình Định, Quảng Trị, and Quảng Bình,
also organize impressive countdown festivals, bringing a joyful and attractive atmosphere for people and tourists to welcome the new year 2025.
This is the end of the QPVN News today. Remember to watch our news again at qpvn.vn. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.